Welcome to Newsmakers. My name is Sean Smith. I'm the Assistant Director of Community Relations for Chesterfield County Public Schools. Joining us today, Dr. Marcus Newsome, the Superintendent. Welcome to you, Dr. Newsome.
Thank you.
It's that time of year, it's already getting warm outside and school's about 2 months away from ending, and we're already beginning to think about the following school year. And part of the process each and every year is setting that school calendar. Talk a little bit about the school calendar looking ahead to the next school year.
Yes, we always begin planning our calendar before the next year, and it starts with a regional committee of school representatives from Henrico, Hanover, Richmond, and Chesterfield County, and we try to look at basic start times, end times, beginning of the year, and certain holidays, and then we bring it more locally. We have our own calendar committee, and they work to look at the calendar for the next year, in this case 2012, 2013, and they prepare recommendations for the board's consideration.
Now with this school year, obviously the calendar starts, as you mentioned, with the school leader sitting down and looking at the instructional days, teacher work days, and then bringing the proposal to the school board. From that process, talk about the public comment period that comes with that.
Yeah, the staff nor the board develops a calendar in isolation. There's a lot of input from the community. We typically present the calendar to the board in about February. It took a bit longer this year. The General Assembly was considering some legislation that would impact our calendars in terms of start times or affecting the Labor Day law. But there was a lot more input from our community this year, and we presented the calendar to the board in February. We received input. The board listened to the input. We actually had a number of comments through our email, through our Facebook website, and we made adjustments based on those recommendations.
And obviously a lot of the comments that were given, obviously that really took place, as you mentioned, through social media, which is an emerging, not just from Chesterfield, but across the country. And looking at some of those comments, obviously with the public comment, that really did expand and extend public comment longer than in years past.
Yes, it did. Again, after the board received the second review in March, they had an opportunity for public comment for a couple more weeks, and it influenced the calendar. For example, we built in 181 student days, instructional days into the calendar, vacation days of interest to our families, and we heard from our families that said that Wednesday before Thanksgiving was an important time for family, as well as the President's Day in February. And so as a result of that input from the community, the board adjusted its calendar, and to balance those 2 days, it subtracted 2 days from our winter break, which was 14 days, but it still will provide our students and our staffs and our families about 12 days to spend together.
And Chesterfield Schools clearly has a history of including the public in everything that's done, and certainly it's reflected not just that they were involved, but this year even more in years past, changes were made directly by school staff for the school board to look at those, which is something we've not seen steadily in years past. But in thinking about those changes, and also from a staff perspective, some new things or new ways to think about some professional development has occurred in this year's school calendar with the I Learn Days.
Professional development is essential for any professional organization. Schools are a bit different from many other businesses. We can't provide professional development when our children are in school. And so this calendar does provide 2 professional development days that we call I Learn Days that will give teachers an opportunity to be trained in what we call blended learning instruction, which blends what we know as traditional face-to-face instruction along with online and the use of technology. This training will actually be simulated the way that teachers will provide the instruction in class, and it will align to our new strategic plan that we call our Design for Excellence 2020. And we'll also have some early release days for our teachers built into our calendar again this year to provide for additional professional development and team planning.
Well, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for sharing again with the public what happens as far as the school calendar, and thank you to our viewers. And please join us next time to learn more about Chesterfield County Public Schools.